All right. Next piece of garbage here. Again, beautifully delivered by you. I saw you pass the baton to me with this topic. It brought a tear to my eye. But yeah, what are your thoughts here? You said basically, it feels like you're saying here, you've heard a lot of Trump sucks yes, Trump sucks and is corrupt, but Kamala Biden would have been worse. So it's a pill I can swallow. So where's that coming from? What are you doing here?
I mean, a lot of it comes from. So the work environment at my regular ass job. The cultural sphere of my work environment is.
Sorry, go ahead.
Not Chippendales.
That's
Is that
tough.
a business anymore? Anyways, is slants right for sure. Like 2024, I could have taken a poll of my whole department, and like probably 70% of people were voting for Trump, if not more.
Sure.
And
all right,
like,
we get a picture of the environment. I get it.
I feel like this has been the mood since about 3 months ago, when all of the bullshit of Trump's second admin really started to settle in. And it feels like, and especially with people on the right who are more center right and they voted for Trump based on the culture war, but
even last year,
really...
they're voting for Trump last year and they're center right. It's interesting to me, but go ahead.
100%, dude. The trans discourse was such a big.
But then I just wonder what center right means. What's the center part of it? Maybe right is social, center's economic. Maybe I can see that. Is that
to me somebody who's center right can admit that Trump is doing some bullshit, right? Like the
that is a low bar, but I'm with you. But that sucks how low that bar is, dude.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of casual voters.
Because then the right is just cult Trump land, not the far right. You're just saying the right is. Oh wow. All right, go ahead.
These days, absolutely.
I'm not disagreeing with you, dude. I'm not disagreeing with you.
These days, absolutely.
The words of wisdom that drop from your lips are like. Oh, go ahead.
So saith the Lord. So
there you go.
I get really frustrated because if you took Biden's name out of, let's take his 4-year tenure, remove his name from the whole thing, and just talk about the legislation that was passed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm buying that 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Before I'm buying either first or second term Trump.
Oh God! Compared to Trump, of course it's 10 out of 10. And you said, to be fair, you said 10 out of 10, but you're right.
10 out of 10, yeah. 100%.
Would you rather have infrastructure reek as a dream for the whole fucking 8 years or an actual? Go ahead. Sorry.
Again, like I'm just trying to take these things in a vacuum, and I just get really frustrated when you have like average voters who aren't like super plugged in on the right still saying, obviously Trump's doing some corrupt shit, but like Kamala still would have been worse. That's a tough pill to swallow.
It's one of two things. It's either they're just socially so conservative that it doesn't matter the rest of it, or two, they are so tribalized on the right. Even if they're not super socially conservative like that, they're just tribalized to just feel like Democrats have to be worse. They have to be, right? Because that's not a right-sided kind of person, and so that has to be wrong. Right. It's just one of those.
It's funny, too, because, like, say Kamala won in 2024. What do you think would have been done as far as, like, cultural, social issues by a Harris administration up until this point? Not a goddamn thing would have changed. Fucking nothing would have changed.
No.
What happened under Biden's administration that was, like, super pro-trans? Fucking nothing, right? I mean, I think his health secretary was trans. That was basically it. That's
and it was a very qualified person. We don't give a fuck. You people are so weird. It was a very qualified, accomplished person. Yeah, these people are just like, they have strange hate boners for people. It just is what it is. You just stop that.
The hate boner is the fuel of the engine for the MAGA movement, it feels like. And it's all cultural issues.
Yes, because I am still seeing, dude. You'll read 800 fucking articles out there that are like Trump's polls suck, and although that's not entirely wrong, they're still pretty high for it being the way it is economically. Like, dude, we don't lose jobs in this country. If you've ever sat there and thought to yourself, how is it that we gain 150 to 200 on average jobs for years and years and years? but the unemployment rate still fluctuates. It's because like you have people leaving, but you have people joining the workforce, right? So you have to maintain positive job numbers to keep up with the joiners, as opposed to like that net join is higher than, you know what I'm saying? You get it? So that's why you have to have positive job growth. And just for growth in general. The fact that we've, even with the private data the last few months and like everything, we're losing jobs is a really just not normal state the economy's in. So you have all these things going on, and yet people are like, oh, these poll numbers are bad. They're not as bad as they should be. He's got that just, drooling out of the fucking corner of their mouth, no matter what. Couldn't do anything that would make me even pardoning a Democrat couldn't make me think that Daddy Trump's not my daddy. It's crazy, dude. That's what it is, though. Fucking pardon someone who a jury of our peers, so a bunch of people of our peers, pardon someone that a jury of our peers convicted of trying to smuggle cocaine in the tune of tons. Pardon that person. Shooting people in boats that potentially could just be fishing. It's just like, what are we doing here? But these people still, they let the drool hit the desk, and they're there for him. They're there for him. You say, why? You point this shit out. They say, that's Daddy Trump. That's Daddy Trump. That's what it is.
Well, the other part of it, too. Is there is just not an honest media landscape. And I know that that's something we could talk about until the cows come home. But if you're somebody who's on the right and you're plugged into your sources, you don't see the bullshit. Like, when I tried to look up a story on Fox News about the former Honduras president that he pardoned, a Honduras president that absolutely did traffic like 600 tons, something ludicrous, of cocaine to the U.S., fucking nothing, man. Like, very short, brief stories. They don't really go into it. Like, there's
hundreds of examples of Trump being paid off for things, and it's easy to find, and you people still out here, and you still just like, yep, that's my daddy.
That's fake news. That's fake news.
Sure, however you want to say it. Like, right. With the media landscape, I see what you're saying. Yeah, right. And I think, let's do this right now. What is your idea of responsible media then? Because media, if it's beholden to profits, that's what it is. Do you agree? You're never going to get something that has full integrity,
I agree.
Full Chubb integrity, if it's beholden to profits. So you're not going to get it.
Full Chubb.
It's true.
Well, part of it is ad driven. Being ad driven is particularly toxic. Like, I subscribe to Reuters. So then, I pay every month for Reuters. I saw that I think they do a great job just literally reporting the facts.
As I age, I've done a better job of paying for things that I feel like have integrity. There's a YouTuber that I pay for. I should pay for Reuters, I think.
Dude, it's
I give to Wikipedia. Wikipedia always gets me from time to time with their little fundraisers.
Yeah.
I do it.
Yeah,
I do it.
Same.
You're better than me. You're making me reflect about this. I was telling my fourth husband about this the other day. You tell me you don't shop on Amazon. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't do that. So I'm reflecting. I'm reflecting. I shouldn't do that. I mean, you're right.
Try to gas you
because
up.
you want to make choices in life that affect jobs in a positive way. That's really the only levers we have at our disposal.
Certainly as a consumer.
We also can just download our bullshit thoughts that nobody cares about online, as we do. But in your day-to-day life, if you choose to buy something in a way that supports more jobs, I think you should do that. I'm reflecting hard, so I appreciate you.
Hey, listen, I'm here to breathe life into the fuck Jeff Bezos movement.
Now, to be clear, I haven't had
until the day I die.
And everybody supports that. But we have to actually do it with our wallets. That's the problem with most people who would say that but not do the wallet thing, which I'm one of them,
Sure.
I lost my train of thought.
Well, you know what the problem is? And this is definitely an aside, but the problem is that Amazon has gutted your main street so much at this point that if you need anything that's outside of, like, if you need anything that's niche, good fucking luck finding it anywhere.
And that's why you're going to find me downloading my thoughts here, because otherwise I would just watch society slowly slide into bullshit more and more, which we have our whole lives. Well, not our whole lives, but a good amount of our lives. It's especially with
Past 8
this,
years?
especially with the gambling now. It just feels like shitty things are accelerating.
Gambling is wild.
Sorry, and I should be clear. The advertising of gambling, I think, is disgusting and grotesque. I think the freedom of gambling is fine, no problem. It's the advertising is so. All right, we're getting off. Go ahead. Yeah,
having a FanDuel sponsored halftime show, really something about that.
It's tough. I think both of us, and this is where you got to get nuanced out there, folks. This is a wild topic. We're off the rails here, but
sure.
But there's a separation between the freedom to gamble. I have no problem with. I enjoy actually myself when I have an excess, a surplus, and I've done the right things, and I'm like, let's go hit the poker tables. I bring 200. I know that if I lose, I'm good with. So I enjoy it. So the freedom of it is no problem. The advertising of it it feels like we all need to take a long shower. It's very terrible. It's very terrible. But we'll see where it goes. Especially like, and you've had this conversation, even you've had to have. You're not a huge college sports fan, I wouldn't say, right? But I'm sure you've had the conversation over the years with people about sports in general where you're like, dude, weren't these people student athletes? Like, that's a fucking... we even said that when we were younger as it was a joke. And now with gambling... and now, look, they should be paid. That is... Let's be clear. Let me be clear about that. They should be paid. I think that's good. I just think that the failure of the adults in the room was building a framework around that made sure that things were still making sense inside of the fact that they are going to class still. They are just young people, you know? And you have to... The framework matters. It's not necessarily the freedom. It's like...
I agree. I did say... I was talking with somebody about this the other day, because the portal is a thing now, and you can like change teams halfway through the year.
I'm very familiar. I love college basketball, so I'm very familiar. Yes,
okay, so let me ask you this. How does that work when you're enrolled at a college and you're taking classes?
That's no sweat off their back, because that's secondary to everything, is the first thing I'd tell you. But the second thing I would tell you is they expedite athletes. So I was lucky enough to be an athlete for 1 year.
Sure.
At a collegiate level.
Proud of you. We're proud of you.
I was proud of myself for a year too, and then Satan found me, and I smoked the marijuana, and it all went downhill from there. But having dabbled a little bit in being a good person before I went bad, and knowing these things just generally, being a fan too, it's... Oh no, I lost my train of thought again.
Like if you switch with the portal, if you switch colleges, how do you...
If you're an athlete that goes college to college, they're going to prioritize you. They're going to straight up prioritize you. What I mean by that is any inputting, whatever the input process is, they're going to look at the classes you took there, like how it compares to your university, what it means to actually get a degree. Now look, fuck all of what I said, because we're old, brother. Have you reflected on your age? I have. We're old.
Yeah.
So I just don't know how. We're not connected enough to know how much these things matter in this day and age, I think, maybe. But back in the day, they definitely would be like... they still do. These places are respected institutions. They're not pieces of shit, but... And they obviously give them, like, passes if they're athletes. But they still have people that will look at where you came from, what classes you took, what you're trying to take. Okay, they can process all that very fast. Especially if you're someone who needs to be prioritized. Like, you're just going to get preference.
I just didn't know if that was all cast aside, or, like, have we just given up on the pretense of an education at this point, or...
That's where I was stumbling in the middle of that, thinking it through. Because I can say I was a thing at one point in time, but it was so long ago. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And also the devil got me, so who really knows if what I think matters.
Yeah, you got to clean that up.
But I'm pretty sure that it's... Like, it wouldn't even shock me if a lot of these institutions have... They did back in the day, but again, I don't know to what extent this is. They would have time slots for just athletes. And let's just say that you wouldn't have as tough of an experience, right? But these wouldn't be stringent degree paths. These would be the, oh,
business
I'm
major.
the quarterback and I'm a business major and I'm a
Yeah.
communication major, right?
Sure.
Um,
I'm with you now.
along those lines. Yeah.
Okay, as long as we're
But
keeping
again,
up the pretense that
there
education
is,
is
if you
important.
think that the fitting of their classes and the transfer of that is tougher than the rest of the side of it, which is actually football, where like, dude, these guys are getting paid a lot of money, so they're getting schools bidding from their NIL money for these guys. I think when NIL was set up, it was originally intended to be more of a, you should get paid for your, because it's name, image, likeness, NIL. You should get paid for your likeness. They shouldn't take that. But now there's been wrenches thrown in because the infrastructure wasn't built out adequately and thought through, where schools now have their own pools of money that they pay out for NIL, which I'm not saying that's bad. It's just to say that there's so many consequences to decisions, and if you don't think through all the things that could happen and build a framework, it gets really tricky.
Yeah,
it's really tricky, and you could potentially damage the fact that these were originally supposed to be not professional, but you could, again, and I don't oppose them getting paid. I support them getting paid. But you have to make it still something that isn't a reflection of just a professional model, because that's not what you're supposed to necessarily all be doing there. Yeah.
Well, this is where I actually disagree. I don't think they should get paid. I think it should be commercialized much less.
But you don't think,
you know
fine.
What I'm saying?
But let's talk through this then.
Why not pay high school students?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
But I agree. Yes, I'm libertarian in this way.
No,
I would say where you. So first of all, the high school thing is a little bit of an exaggeration. There's no, you have to you make money off popularity.
Bro, go down to this. Show up at any fucking high school in Texas, and they'll tell you how serious they take their fucking football.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you make millions of dollars. Come on, all right. The high school thing's, let's put that to the side. That's an exaggeration.
You'd probably make tens of thousands. Go ahead.
But all right, let's just go down the road you're going. Who should make the money off their likeness if there's things to be monetized then? If you're saying they
should be monetized, that's my point.
Yeah, but in a vacuum,
like a perfect.
How about that? I was going to say in a vacuum. You're right. Go ahead. Yep.
Sure. In a perfect world, especially when something is as popular as it is, like it's easy to commercialize it. I just think
it's not just easy.
Because people are always like,
in the internet age,
universities,
you're going to be commercialized. You saw. Like.
Okay.
Your fame is a form of currency, and if you're not paid for it, but someone else who's professional, quote unquote, is. But that's true, though. But that's true. If you gain a certain amount of notoriety that you could have profited on, but you're not allowed to, is that fair? Even if nobody's allowed to.
Right. My point is nobody should be allowed to.
Yeah, and I hear you. I just don't agree with it. Because I still think that if it's you, it should be your money.
It's going to bastardize the sport. It's going to bastardize.
I agree with you, but that's why you have a strong regulatory body. We always talk about this. You have to have, when you concentrate power with that money. No, but here's the thing. Like, you've grown. But I think we agree more than you think, where it's like if you concentrate. I agree that it's dangerous to concentrate that power, that money in that way. I'm totally agreeing with your sentiment. That's why you have to try to regulate it in support of giving these guys the freedom to make the money that they could be able to make off their own likeness. That's what Now, look, again, I get where you're coming from, where it's like, okay, well, if you in a vacuum, if you could just, nobody benefits, that keeps things more pure in a way, sure. It's just not jiving with reality, though.
But again, and the point is, A, you're here for an education, right? And you were good at sports, and we want you to play for us. We're giving you a pass on the cost of education. And B, this is a gauntlet for you to make your way into professional sports potentially. And the same is true about high school, right? Like, so to me, when you start, and especially some of the money that's getting paid in college, it just feels like it's going to bastardize the sport.
I would say
it's the same. It's this. I feel
where
the
I
same
sympathize
way about betting. I feel like the overemphasis on betting is going to bastardize sports to a certain extent.
Oh, that's so true. We've seen so many stories since.
Right.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
So I kind of feel the same way. To me, it's 100%. A similar vein.
Now, is it a Black Sox scandal from 1919 that literally affected a World Series? No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it doesn't have to. But it doesn't have to be that level to be toxic for the sport. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be that level.
Right.
Dude, it's already been toxic for sure. Yeah. Oh, I love it though. I'll figure it out. I'll
Sure.
I'll figure it out. But I reflexively love freedom. I just do, and I would rather try to regulate any freedom that does have negative effects in ways to ensure that we can still have it if we could. But it's not a cop-out, but it feels a little bit like a cop-out to say that when you don't have the way that you would regulate to make it make sense. Obviously, that's a big part of that equation.
Well, and also, I don't know... Yeah. I kind of don't really agree with the characterization of this being like freedom. Paying college, athletes.
What? Why?
Does that fall under the umbrella of freedom?
Financial freedom? The fuck you did it?
Okay, it feels like a stretch. But
why does that feel like a stretch?
Because that's not how freedom is typically characterized. Financial freedom,
but again, and I appreciate where you're coming from, but it's in a vacuum still, and I and that's fine, we can have that discussion. But in the real world, money drives everything, and like it just does, dude, and that's how it's built.
Let's do less,
and that's fine, and I agree with you, and I will let's call Karl Marx yesterday. Let's do it, dude. I'm with you. It's not how it works, and I think in the meantime. No, I know. It's two different conversations. I mean, there's more than two, but there's different conversations.
Well, I'll say this. I'd rather, if there is going to be this much money in college sports, especially the NFL, I would rather the athletes get paid than not paid. But to me, a better system is one that isn't so fucking lucrative, isn't squeezing as much water out of a stone as they can. You know what I mean? But that's...
listen. There are so many college football truthers out there that would say to you, if we kept it more on an even pay level, it would still have that crisp amateur feel. All right, so that's out there.
Sure.
I'm with you.
Sure.
It's just, we live in the world we live in, and what's the best solution for that? Just is what it is.
Right. I'm trying to not work within the system. I'm trying to turn the system on.
What our boy Nord is saying here is he would, if he was born in 1949, 50, that would have been great for him.
Okay.
Being born in this modern age depresses him. He doesn't like it, and everyone's greedy.
Yep.
And honestly, you're not wrong.
And women can vote. God bless.
Okay.
But they couldn't in 1940.
Mean by that? But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right. Anyways.
They couldn't in 1940.
Anyways, he's sexist, but it's fine.
I thought you were... Usually when somebody says, "Oh, I'd rather live in like 1940," you could ascribe some other...
Oh, that's true. Wow, that went right over my head.
So I thought that's the kind of the angle you were...
I feel like I'm 4 foot tall right now.
Just to be clear, I'm glad that women can vote. Just wanted to clear the air on that one.
That air is cleared. The only person who shouldn't be able to vote, I think, is you. I've heard enough of your weird... Anyways.